Now I know you fucking lying. I know you lying. Y'all don't woke me up out of my fucking sleep for this. These niggas. Now, you can highly tell they done fucking hit the nail in the coffin for the diddler. Okay? It's over with. But far as Jigga, who I roll it with, huh? It looks like your next, buddy. Now, you know what gets me, what I don't understand is, it's sad to say, like, really, I don't understand it. Is why do people take up and defend for these people? Like they are great people. Like they have done nothing wrong. Like they have given so much to the community. They done help the city. They done help everywhere that they are and all that. The whole time these niggas be fraudsters. It is what it is. You can't sit there and tell me that these motherfuckers, whether together or not, didn't have something to do with this situation, okay? Now y'all want to talk about it? We gonna fucking talk about it. The Aaliyah case, okay? Now let me break this shit down because it's gonna be an interesting one, alright? So bear with me. Now, before we start this, I just want to do a real shout out, and we're gonna have a moment of silence for one of the greats. Yes, she was. The princess was soon to be queen of R&B, Aaliyah. Let's give it five. Let's give it 10 seconds of silence, okay? Starting now. One, two, three.
Well, I was born in Brooklyn, New York, but we moved to Detroit, Michigan when I was 5, so I was raised in Michigan. It's a laid-back city, just like myself, but Detroit is definitely the bomb. I have the Wiz album, and I remember when I was younger, I would take the album up in my room and play Home over and over again, and I learned it, and I remember singing it for the first time for my parents, and they loved it, and that was a song I sang a lot. Well, you know what I really like about this song is the fact that it's saying I want to be home. People weren't sure and didn't really think I had what it took. Of course it was painful. Rejection is painful, but, I felt deep in my heart and in my soul that I had it and that I would do it and that I could do it. And I honestly believe that no matter what anybody said. And I continued. I said, fine, you don't want me, somebody else will. And I will prove it. I will get out there and I will be a star. And I really meant it. And you have to have that frame of mind. You have to have that kind of confidence to make it in this industry or you won't make it. So I did it. I was 15 when that album came out. I started recording that album when I was 13 years old. And I started taking vocal lessons when I was 9. So I was, my voice was still developing. I could always sing, but I was a little bit more laid back when I was that age. And over this period of time, the 7 years that I've been in this business, I've grown up in a lot of ways, even vocally, and that's what comes through on this album. My signature style is still there, which was how I sang on Back and Forth and on that album, kind of smooth falsetto tone. But with this album, some songs called for a bit more power and a bit more vocal acrobatics, and I was able to do it because I can sing. So I'm glad people see that I can sing and it's not just studio.
All right. And that was just a thing you like. Nothing but love, nothing but love, okay? I got nothing but love for my ancestors. The ones that was before me, the ones that was gone, all that, all my ancestors. You feel me? Moving on. From the get go, this shit didn't sound right because people was wondering, you know, way back yonder, like how did this situation occur? How did it happen? Why did she get on a plane like she did? Okay. Well, come to find out. Um, in the words of what's the dude she was dating? His right hand man, Jay-Z right hand man. Dame Dash, okay? And Dame Dash said out his mouth that it was Hype Williams that pushed her on that plane, okay?
How did you meet Aaliyah?
We like officially met when I was like trying to get with her at Barry Clyburg's office at the time. My bookkeeper, she was a client. When I first met her, she was like a kid to me, so I never paid her no mind. And I seen her like a basketball game once, and it was like, "What up?" But I didn't. She was a kid. So like I wasn't listening. I wasn't like listening to a music like that or any of that. I kind of met her as like I didn't even know it was Aaliyah when I saw her. I was like, who the fuck is that? She just looked mad good. That you know that picture that everybody puts up and it's like a post party and we're all on the bed and all that other shit pause. But like the big pictures, that's the night that we made it happen. So that's where I left and that's where my life changed dramatically. Yeah. That day, not that's when it happened. I was, like I said, me and homeboy was both getting at her. It was like one of us is gonna win. And I won.
So Jay, he was trying to get at it too.
Yeah, everybody knows that. He was going hard. It was Aaliyah. Everybody was going at Aaliyah. That's why it hurt so much when I was the one that got to get with her. But I wasn't even thinking I was gonna fall in love. But she just was too ill, too cool.
Was he feeling the type of way when you made it official with her?
Yeah, but I don't want to do that to him, bro. Obviously, you see what happened. You know what I'm saying? So
And not only that, he also said out his mouth, okay? Don't quote me now. He also said out his mouth that Jay-Z had an obsession with Aaliyah, okay? Every guy wanted to get with her, and she would not let any dude smack. Now, he said out his mouth, he don't know how he got lucky. He guessed it was his game. Well, he knew how he got lucky, but he guessed Jay-Z wasn't feeling that and didn't like that. And to be honest, they also saying allegedly, this is coming from other sources, as you can see. I'll hit you with the proof. Yeah, Jay-Z, tarnished the whole Rockefeller, the whole fucking thing with Rockefeller Records, Sean John and all that shit got interrupted because
Did Jay know about what he did to Aaliyah?
did he know that everybody knew R. Kelly married Aaliyah at 15? Everybody knew that. So was the conversation had like, yo, how you gonna go and do something with this dude? Yeah, that conversation was had. You think I'm soft? Pause. Like I'm punk? That didn't happen. I was like, yo, how you gonna do a project with a nigga that raped my motherfucking girl? We had the conversation. Why would you still with a nigga that with someone that raped a girl? Would you still do anything with that person? So why would anyone expect me to? Just that alone. There's a lot of other shit. But that alone was like the nail in the coffin for me. I was out of there. So I was done with him for that.
How did Jay respond when you confronted him about it?
You know how he is. He's like, yo, I ain't nothing to do with that. Well, if y'all look at, I left Rockefeller. It wasn't that I got kicked out of Rockefeller. I left Rockefeller. A lot of men would not have made that choice, but any real nigga would have to make that choice. I was left no choice. He gave me an offer I could not refuse. Like, we done. You know what I'm saying? You gonna f this man? You knew he raped my girl. You was in love with her. How could you do that? It's obviously you want me to feel away. Like it just it wasn't enough money for us to do that. So I was done.
of your girl, okay? And that's you ain't hear that from me. Allegedly, we're gonna say. Now, moving on, it just don't add up. Now you got the main producer that produced the song before she got on the plane. Okay, they already had the video wrapped, right? According to a lot of sources and people saying this. They already had the video wrapped up. They shot the video in Miami, okay? And then all of a sudden, the producer, which is Hype Williams, you can see, and the producer, yeah, all of a sudden he want to go to Bahamas and shoot the video.
Allegedly, Sean Carter is responsible for enacting Hype Williams to put Aaliyah on a faulty plane to move her out the way as punishment for rejecting him, and so he could level up Beyonce, who was struggling. Let's just say allegedly that happened. Free, who is a victim of Sean.
That phenomenal video. Do y'all remember that Rock the Roll video? Like, I ain't gonna lie, that video was lit. It looked like more like newer age. It looked like it could still be a video that they put out now, you know? But, like, why all of a sudden, out the blue, you decide that you want to go to Bahamas and just film a whole nother video? scratch my head. But this guy, the same Hype Williams as we speaking on, is Jay-Z right-hand man, allegedly, okay? Now let's not go too far before we go into that. This might be open case, I'm just saying. So we just gonna talk about that. Okay. Anyway, not to mention, okay, we gonna get to the situation. The whole time Aaliyah was not feeling right. She didn't want to do it. She was complaining. She was restricting herself, saying that she wasn't going nowhere. She wasn't getting on a plane and all.
You're saying, I wish that situation would be investigated further.
No, to be investigated. Period.
Period.
It was never investigated. Hype was never questioned. Lenny Kravitz made a statement, and it was never publicized. She was unconscious. She didn't choose to get on that plane. There were phone calls made. There are witnesses who signed NDAs. Why would you need to sign a non-disclosure agreement about a plane crash and what happened leading up to it? Please, someone answer that. A plane crash should be accidental.
Should be.
Why would any testimony about what happened leading up to it need to be covered under a non-disclosure agreement if there wasn't foul play? There were over 25 non-disclosure agreements cashed out regarding the death of that beautiful girl and every other human being that died on that plane with her. And Diddy and Jay-Z
Okay? Now, it was another celebrity that got brought into the equation, Lenny Kravitz, okay? Lenny Kravitz had a jet, okay? He even allowed Aaliyah to use his jet, okay? Now, the private jet that Lenny Kravitz had was way much bigger. It was way much nicer. She would have been safe. She would have felt safe, okay? Well, what ended up happening was this motherfucker Hype Williams ended up taking the plane. Not only did he take the plane, he took all the people that he wanted on that plane and left Aaliyah. Not only did he leave her with just her 8 people that was with her, all that luggage on top of that with the equipment that they needed for the video, which is crazy to me. All on one small plane. And you know what else don't add up with that situation? It gets worse, okay? Yeah, it gets a lot worse, okay? Now, apparently, first of all, Aaliyah didn't know that dude took the plane, okay? He just took it. Didn't let her know, inform her or nothing. The small plane was left for her. That was some dirty stuff. Now, we don't know if that was him or that was the I was gonna say dealer. And that was Jigga. We don't know, okay? But I know all the Jay-Z stands can't stand me. I don't give a fuck. Anyway, yeah. What else was it? What was that? Yeah, the Hype Williams situation. Yeah. After that, like, why would you take the nice plane and leave this girl behind, which is, like the biggest artist at the time? And she's supposed to do this with it's some shit going on behind the scenes, you feel me? And not to mention, first of all, she didn't want to get on the plane. They gave her an anesthetic, is what they call it. Some type of medicine that they gave her that literally left her unconscious to the point she didn't even get on that plane consciously. You get what I'm saying? Which means she was already gone before she even left and took off. Like, what are we talking about right now? And y'all tell me this shouldn't have been open? Y'all better open this shit up. And you're gonna put 2 and 2 together and you're gonna see who ties with it. That's besides the point. Moving on. Okay. Now, while this is going on, we got the driver of the fucking plane. Okay, let me just tell you something. This guy didn't have his license. He didn't have no paperwork. he didn't even come there sober. He had some stuff in the system. So who was left in charge of having this man in command and driving the plane if he ain't got his license restricted? He can't. He intoxicated or under the influence, whichever one at the time. And where he come from? Who put him there? You feel me? So this is all I feel like in a situation, especially with all this stuff with Jay-Z coming to the front center and all that. I feel like it's all going to be open. And I just like having like different Pandora's boxes open to this and this because it leads ways to the next and the next and the next. And you never know. You never know what you're gonna get. Life is like a box of Apple Jacks. You feel me? You know.
that you have is in memory of Aaliyah.
Yeah, this is my crew. You know, we put, you know, the style she gave everybody ribbons and this I don't even know what to say. I just know that was a murder. You know what I'm saying? That was a spiritual murder, whether people know it or not. Because God don't kill people. You know what I'm saying? Whether people know it or not. And I could go deep, but a lot of people I would have to really bring proof. You know what I'm saying? For what I learned. And she just was cut down in the prime of her life. And it's so unfair. And it wasn't time. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't, I believe it wasn't her time to go because from what I know, it ain't supposed to go down like that. And just simple obedience, like, you know, your gut always warns you. That your gut never lies to you. And something like luggage and clothes and jewelry and all this madness that we worship is called false idols. We need to really look at the bigger picture right now. Yeah. And look at how Honey could be here right now. Yeah. So let's...
But yeah, it's an interesting one. I'm looking forward because you have the brother of Aaliyah also making statements, as you can see.
The video was shot in Miami, part of it, and then it was kind of added on that she would have to go to the Bahamas to shoot some footage. She really didn't want to get, when she saw the little plane, you know, she really wasn't too comfortable with that, you know.
Tell me that when I would always get on a plane, because I get afraid of flying too, even on commercial flights, and I would look at her and I'd say, Aaliyah, you know, I'm getting a bad feeling. I don't think we should take this flight. And she would look at me and she would say, Rashad, whatever's meant to be is meant to be.
Yeah. And a lot more. You had people that were speaking on her behalf. Even the Mary J. Blige that I heard with what she said about the situation. And then we can't forget the infamous Jaguar Wright. You know, Jaguar Wright don't hit or miss.
A lot of people don't realize the timeline, but after everything went bad with Robert Kelly and he had to divorce Aaliyah, Jay-Z was interested while she was still underage. She didn't want that with him. And if there's one thing I can tell you about Sean Carter, being embarrassed and being rejected are things he does not handle well. He's always removed anything that can make him look as average as he is. I don't know how many times they used to tell the story, oh, he has a photographic memory. He remembers all of his lyrics.
Yeah. And you never write down the lyrics. Never. You've never done that. Never.
Yet he's always had a teleprompter in the floor at his shows.
What?
That's why he would always sit down and look down at make it look like he was looking at his shoes. No, he was reading the lyrics. He is a magician. Everything you see about him is an illusion. But what he loves the most is controlling youth.
You know, you can take it or leave it, but she ain't been wrong yet, has she? I'm just saying. You hate her so much, and you say she a conspiracy theory, but has she been off yet? Oh, okay, yeah, all that. Anyway, hey, it is what it is, man. So I feel like it's gonna be a lot opening up for Jigga. And for some reason, he wasn't at that performance, was he, when Beyonce was performing? If you wasn't paying attention. No, I didn't watch the performance. I didn't care to see this. I didn't care to see none of that, okay? I didn't want to see it, okay? But for some strange reason, he definitely wasn't there. I mean, he pops up when he wants to, doesn't he? That's how it works when you get that type of money. Anyway, the saga continues. Y'all drop in the comments what y'all think on this video and what y'all take. Like I said, we will be doing more, plenty more to come. Like, comment, subscribe. Your humble host, Mr. Mass. To the next one. Peace out.